Support for Radio Friends comes from OsteoStrong. Improvements in bone density, strength, and power can be achieved by weekly 5-minute no-sweat sessions on their 4-spectrum machines. These isometric robotic machines safely emulate high-impact loading on different parts of the skeletal system, which stimulates activity in bone-building cells. Balance and agility can be improved by 2-minute sessions on vibration plates. Every session is supervised by a trained coach. Learn more on Facebook or call to set up a complimentary wellness assessment and session. Good morning and welcome to Radio Friends on Thursday, November the 18th. We're going to talk a little bit about money and beneficiaries today. And I want to introduce you to my friend ALEX LaBRUNERIE from LaBrunerie Financial. Good to have you here, Alex.
Good morning.
Yeah, I like that bow tie.
Thank you. It's got an autumn feel to it.
Right.
So.
A friend of mine had a question the other day, and she said, ask your guest, your friend that wears the bow tie, this question for me. But what are we going to deal with today? Beneficiaries and end of the year planning?
End of the year planning, it's hard to believe it's been such we're at the end of another calendar year, or approaching it soon. The holidays are just right in front of us.
Yeah.
And it's a good time to look at your contribution levels. There will be some ongoing tax changes in Washington that we are not aware of yet. But
what do you mean by that?
Well, the reconciliation bill,
Yeah.
there might be some changes on contribution levels. We just don't know yet. So it's a good time to, maybe today we do know, but we'll find out, by the end of the year, if they've raised contribution levels.
You mean for our
IRAs, Roths. If individually, we want to always see if we've maxed out, if that's what we want to do, if our budgets afford that ability to max out, then we ought to do it, get to the payroll department in December and make the change.
Let me ask you about the Roth IRAs.
Yes.
Now, the Roth IRAs are good for the future because what you're putting in and what you're earning is then tax-free.
Tax-free, yes.
When you take it out. And you don't have to take it out at any particular time.
That's right. So it can go on into your very old age and work as an income source tax-free in your old age.
But here's what I'm confused about. In order to contribute to a Roth IRA, do you have to be gainfully employed?
Yes.
So if you're retired and you don't have a part-time job, you cannot contribute to an IRA.
That is correct.
But if you have a part-time job and you're retired, you can contribute.
That's right.
Can you contribute even if you don't make the maximum amount that's available to contribute?
Yes. So,
as long as you're employed.
That's right. If you make $1,000,
you can still you can still contribute $7,000.
That's right. No, $1,000.
$1,000.
Yes.
You can only contribute what you make. You cannot contribute more than you make.
That's right.
All right. So that's it with the Roth IRAs. As far as the other IRAs, obviously you have to be working then too.
That's right. Similar stipulations in the law on those as well.
Yeah. You wanted to touch on making sure that beneficiaries are up to date.
Yes, we do a lot this time of year. There's a lot we talk. It's important to review a lot of things in one's life as we go into the new year. But one of the important items is legacy or estates and wills, or who your beneficiary is on your IRA. And so there's often a primary beneficiary, which may be a loved one, a spouse. But there's also, as we age and get older, our children get older and they become contingent or secondary beneficiaries. And making sure the contingent beneficiaries are in accordance with one's final wishes, working with one's estate planning lawyer, if that's necessary, then do that. We have so many great estate planning lawyers in Missouri. So if there are questions on how to arrange a contingent beneficiary grouping, a lawyer could be sought out. Or if a person already knows, I want my 3 kids to inherit after my wife or my husband inherits the money, so that it's aligned out, and that's worth double checking.
Yeah. Now you can change your beneficiaries on your IRA as many times as you want?
You can, literally, yes. And you can mix and match. You can make percentages different. This person, particularly in combined families where there might be stepchildren, 50% may go to one child from the first marriage and 25% to a second child.
So keep in mind that your
or not, reverse that maybe, whatever.
Yeah. So you can change your beneficiary. Unlike if you've retired from the university, once you have your beneficiary named, you cannot change that beneficiary anymore.
Generally, I think that's correct. Yeah.
So
it's it's revocable. A lot of that is revocable.
Irrevocable, right? But with your own personal savings, you can change your beneficiaries as many times as you want.
That's right. That's right.
Anything else that we need to think about?
Well, I think that we're here at the market is at strong record highs again.
Yeah.
And we'll soon be going into looking at inflation, which is going to persist into 2022, and hopefully it subsides by the end of 2022.
Now, I read an article the other day about the possibility, and it was frightening to think about, hyperinflation. Have you heard about it?
I did, and hyperinflation might be hyperbolic to talk about, but hyperinflation would be something that Germany saw after World War I. So going back to the 20s and 30s, where you just double-digit inflation.
You don't see that happening.
No, and I don't think Wall Street sees that. I don't think the Federal Reserve sees that. We see grinding, persistent 4 or 5% inflation is still very detrimental to our wealth as Americans.
Yes. So we want to keep that hyperinflation.
We don't want to get hyperbolic. And
I was reading that article and I thought, oh my gosh, I'm going to ask the guy with the bow tie about that.
Yeah.
All right. So hopefully you're correct that we don't see that on the horizon.
Yes.
Anything else that we want to mention?
The price of bow ties will soar now.
Really? So the stock market, we had that little dive not too long ago, and it's bounced back. And it's made up everything that it lost again.
That's right.
Do you see this continuing for the next 6 months to a year?
I do. If inflation, there are stocks that do well in inflationary periods. They're generally smaller companies, technology stocks, which are leading already, companies that can outgrow inflation. Are attractive for a period of time to investors.
Okay.
Bonds, not so much. So
bonds, not so much right now?
Yeah, in an inflationary period.
All right. If you have any questions at all, any concerns, you can give Alex and people a call at LaBrunerie Financial, and your phone number is?
573-449-5313.
Okay.
And happy Thanksgiving.
Yeah, oh, that's right. Oh, my goodness, it's almost here, isn't it? Happy Thanksgiving to you too, Alex. And Bowtie Friday, still going on?
Absolutely.
Go ahead.
Come see us.
With the bow tie. We're out of time for today.
Okay.
Drop me an email.
Bye.
pepperp, Missouri.edu. Have yourself a nice day. Bye-bye.